Hello again, this is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 115i. I want to continue with this big O. And I mentioned a few videos back that I was going to do I want to talk about the PHP using the procedural way of doing things. I also mentioned that the big O notation for each of them, right? Like implementing complex data structures like the tree, which I want to talk about here in the procedure way, right? So it involves using arrays to represent the nodes and their connection. Remember, because the tree has two. And often when nested arrays or passing node arrays by reference, it can get a little complicated. So what I want to just real quick, this might be a short one, it might not be, I don't know. But what I want to do is there is a couple of them that like the type of tree that we have. There's several types. There's the binary search tree. That's the one that we talked about. Well, let's go to, I just brought this up. If I can find it, where are we? Thought I had it here. All right, let's open. This is the one I want. Okay. I don't know. It's just crazy. I kind of opened it up over here, and maybe I should mention. What should I say? We'll do the first one. It's just we're going to explain some few things, but like the tree types. We have. Let me see. We already talked about this one. Oops. I'm going to have all this in the description below when the time comes. But I guess I could type some few things here. Oh man, what's the story with this? Why is it that I'm having problems with these chairs? I'm painting a picture, and oh man, there's a complicated flower that someone wants for their office. Oh my god, it's driving me nuts. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I should, let's put like this. Maybe, I'll tell you what, why don't we, I don't know, man. Would it work? Yeah, sure it would. Let's do this, and I just want to jump down so I don't have to type all this crazy. I'm going to put more details. So let's see. Listen, I'm going to do this because I kind of like doing this. Jumping, you know. And I guess the one I'm talking about is it's the binary. I guess we can write that down too. Let's see. Binary search. We talked about that. Remember one of the first videos when I was talking about the big O notation, and it was what is it? BST, like that. All right. So let's do this, and I'm going to keep adding these little. Because just to keep it. Let me see what it looks like. There you go. Too slow, I don't know. What can I tell you? So the procedure example is conceptual, right? So an associative array where each element contains value, like the left has the index of the pointer. Let me see. I'll tell you what, we're gonna discuss more. I'm gonna have all these description when the time comes. I guess I can, let me, hold on one second. I thought I was going to type, wait a minute. let's see where it goes. Okay, there you go. I'm running. I'm actually recording myself because I gotta type this stuff up, so I'll have it ready for you. It's gonna be in the description. But like I mentioned, it's an associated array, right? And each contain like the left. Remember how I showed you on one of the diagrams? Next time I'll just have diagrams too. That the left one has the index and the pointer to each left of a child array, and then the right has the index and the pointer to the right child in an array, right? So functions insert underscore bst, like functions like I'll have this ready for you. Functions like I guess I could go like this. Insert underscore bst, and there's another one called search underscore bst, and let me see, and that handles the recursive of moving back and forth, traversal movement, right? Because you gotta go, it's not linear like the other stuff. So that will be in the big old search. I guess the big old search would be, let's see if we can do this. We could say that the big old is you know, search slash insert, and that would be something like maybe I should put it here because I'll do this. Come on, I'll do this. It'll be something like O log n. That's what you be. That will be like the average. That will be like the average way. Let me see. I want to say average. You know, and then this would be the O for worst scenario. I guess I can kind of go like this. Worst case, right? That's how that works. And then, you know, we're going to show you some examples and stuff. Don't worry about it. And then you have your tree type, something called AVI. Maybe I could do this. Look, copy this. It would be, that's the tree type. Let's leave it like that. It would be AVI. Let me see, like this. AVL Tree. I always say that it's an I, but it's really a, right? And that the procedural the example of that would be that the same structure as a BST, but the insert underscore AVL function is used in this one. So you would do like let me see. What do I say? Same. Oops. Structure as BST, and but you'll use the function called. I guess I can kind of go like this. Yeah. I'll have it ready nicely. I'll give it to my partner there. She'll type it up for you. And also includes logic to check the height property of the node and performs a rotation node function, like from left or from right rotation. If the balance factor is like $BF, I guess you would use, what is the, maybe I should do this. It would be rotate underscore node. You know those things when you see how things are rotating and stuff, like in that's what they'd be using. And then you have the other ones too. what is it? We'll go this way, right? So let me see. That will be the red black tie. I mean tree. I'm sorry. That would be something like the red black tree. And the conception about of this is that it's the same thing as the BST and the AVL, but each node array also holds a boolean or a string for the color like red or black. And the insert underscore RB function must perform the rotation and the color flips to manage to maintain the balance properties. It's just a concept. I mean, you know, wait a minute. What did I do here? And I guess I can, let me see. Before, you know something, I'm just going to go real quick. And listen, I'll put it on because right now I can't remember. But I know the big old search and the insert is they use the about like this. They use the logend, right, for the search and insert. I'll have this written up for you, don't worry. Okay, and then you have something called a B tree, like this. Tree like that. And those are nodes are like, when nodes are large, like an arrays storing multiple keys, you know, like those really big ones that have, you know, what is that, the key value pairs, and multiple children pointers, right? The logic is complex, I know, I understand. I mean, even I have a hard time with it. That's why I don't deal with too much of that type of stuff. But it's involved in splitting a full node and pushing the middle keys up to the parent array using insertion. I know it's weird, and what they do is they use the what is what they use? They use, let me put it over here. They use the logend. I mean, I'll take that back. I don't think this is right. Log B n, because we're doing B tree. It will be like this. The B is like the branch, the factor, and the order of things. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird. And then you have something called tree. That's it's a deeply nested associated array, and it's kind of it's spelled like this. They go like, let's go like this, like that. The prefix of a tree, right? Tree, and what is it? It says it's used for deep nested associated arrays. You know, where the keys are like the characters, and the array structure itself represents the path, and the final character of the word has an indicator, like is something. It says is underscore word, like that. True. And of course that will be we're using it for the search and insert, right? And that will be what is it? It will be, what happened here? Why is this doing this thing? Why is my phone going nuts here? Oh my god! I think I'm losing. Oh, you know what it is? It needs power. I'll plug that in a few minutes. And I'll use like the OL. And the L is the length of the key in word. Yeah, I know. It's just a strange thing. It's a strange thing. You know, In a procedural PHP, right, we typically use the associative array again, right, as the struct, like the instruction, and then you pass them by reference. You know, when you use stuff like, let me see, I'm gonna put the dot here. Oops. When you use like the reference, like remember the when you by reference you do this. Remember this? Remember that code that you put in front, right? That will be reference. Remember that when we by reference, right? So that our function can actually modify the tree structure rather than just returning the copy of it, like some things like peak and some other ones. So the procedure PHP binary search will be something simple like let me see, I'm trying to remember something that we did. How about if I do let me see, I'm gonna, man, I'll tell you, these people, I'm gonna say, I like to say create a new node, we call it the struct, and we're using an associative array. I'm gonna put that down right here. I think I'm gonna have all this thing anyway because I am recording myself. Did I spell that right? Yes, I did. Right? So let's close this up. This is how we do when we're doing, because I want to get into the WordPress stuff and I want to start doing that. I am going to create a nice simple website, clean, with the HTML and the CSS and possibly and PHP, and we'll give you guys that too. Another website that you can use that is clean, and then you can build on it too. Okay, so we're doing that. Let's create a function. We're not going to run this. All right. I don't know. Should we call it create node? It would be something like that. See, when you say like $value, like this. Something is wrong with this. I don't know. Let me see. I like the way I misspell my words sometimes. So let's say you want to return. You know how you can return anything? Not just return no, positive or false, or return a result. You can also return an array. So you can kind of go like this, right? Yeah, let's move this down a little bit. Then we'll say something like, I don't know, value, like this. And that'll be, this is an associated array. That will be the $value that you're going to be passing on. And then you do something like left. I think I showed you guys how to do this already. But this the proceed. Oh no, you know how it was doing it the OOP way, but this is the procedure way, which kind of looks like tedious because it's longer. Oops, like this. Then we're gonna say, remember that one? We had that example, and then over here we're gonna put in this. Let's save this just in case. And then I don't know. Then we could do something like let's move this down a little bit, and then we'll say functions. Let's see, functions. We're not doing methods. This is funny. The normal way. Then you say insert underscore BST. Call it that. And then remember how we would use the ampersand for the reference. And this is what we do. Like that. Look. It will be something like that. And then you will say $value. And then you go like this. And of course, would it work? I don't know. We'll have to try it out. But no, because there's some things that are missing. So we'll say if dollar node 1 2 3. Remember, strict. Let's put a little space here. I'm going to give it to you anyway. You can play around with it. Maybe I'll play around with it and then maybe add some stuff and work it. But it'll be something like this, you know. And then you will do something like dollar node. And then you go like this. I want you to create the underscore node. You know, you could do that, right? Yeah. Run the thing, and that result will go into that dollar node, right? Remember that? And then you could do, you know, like this value. That's what we gotta call it anyway. Remember, it's not doing anything. This is just sitting there in memory. It's just sitting there in memory, buddies. And then we could just say return back like that. See? And then you could, what else can we do with it? Oh yeah, okay, we could just add. Let's see, we could just, how many? Let's go. Let's do some of this stuff here. Let's see if we could say if. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Let's see. If the value. Let's. There you go. Bada bleeps. Is less than the dollar node, which is value. Like that. I don't know, not to put space because nobody's gonna be able to run. Oh my god. Then we will say, what is it? I don't know. If I'm doing this right, this seems kind of weird. No. We can't. By looking at this, we can't be doing that. We can't. If we, value, value, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Then we just do this then. And I'm gonna try to do an else if. And we'll put this in parentheses, of course. This is going to be dollar value, and that's going to be bigger than, if it's bigger than the dollar mode. And of course you're going to have your little, you know, value right there. And then you're going to say comma dollar value. Let's see. And then of course we'll put this. Wait a minute, something's missing here. What's missing? What could possibly be missing? We wanted to do this, right? We wanted to, let's see, it says here, listen, right here, we wanted to, let's say, use the insert. And what's the whole point of writing this stuff if you ain't gonna use it? Node, like that, and this one gonna be left, and then you're gonna say dollar value, like that. Let me see. We're gonna run this guy. We're gonna send these things in there. Then this is it. Then this is else if. There's something wrong here. Oh, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is, buddies. Let me see. You need, once you do the value, then you need to close it like that. No, this is not, we're doing this wrong. Let's see, we'll do this like this. First you do that one, then you do that one. Of course you do that one, and then you want to do this one. And, you know, by the way, this one here, This one would be like recursive. To the left. And then, of course, you run the insert, the BS crap. You're sending the left and the right. That's will be your. And then you're going to say else if. And then you're going to say dollar value is greater than the node and the value. Dollar value is greater than the node and the valued. And of course, you're going to say if it's. Oh, you know what it is, buddies? I know what it is. This is wrong right here. Why would I put that there? It will be like this, and of course, in the value, like this. And there you go. That's what it was. I don't know why I was getting myself confused. And then you're going to run it. You're going to run the other one again, like this. And then this time, you're doing the other side. So it would be BS. And then you're going to say dollar node. And then you're going to send in the right. Like this. I know, it's like there's going to be some few things here that's not going to work. I don't think so. I don't know. I actually should have tested this out before I started doing this thing. Because I wrote this in a different way, but I am using the procedure way, which is more weird. Is this going to confuse us? I mean, we could write. Let's tell you what. Is this part of this? Sure is. Let's do this. Like that. This one would be that one. Right? And these we could do another time. We're going to do this one. We're going to do that one. And what else do we need to do? We need to check this. Make sure that it's working with that one. I guess we could do, well, if we're inserting, I don't know if this is going to work to tell the truth. Do I have problems up here? Maybe not. Right now it's not doing anything, it's just creating. That will be that. Let me see. How about we do the search since it is part of the whole thing. So we're going to say like this. So we're going to say search. What should we call it? Oh, well, we are searching BT. This is the insert. We are doing the, where is it? Right here, insert and searches. Insert and, okay. Oh, man, my feet. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. I know I complain a lot, but this sucks getting old, man. Okay, then we're gonna move this one. I'm gonna put this guy right here. Let's go like this. This here can keep track. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna say if, you know, let's say we do if $node equals, we're gonna do it like the strict node, right? We're gonna do this. If it's it, then we're gonna return false. Okay. How about we add another if the value. If the value, what the hell was that? Equals to the value. Oops. Okay. Let's put space here. this would be, excuse me guys, I mean to, should have turned that off. I'm going to say return true. True. And then of course I'm going to return, once that's done, if this will be like the default. We'll say return dollar value less than dollar node. I just saw the Christmas story last night. That was so funny. Alright, so we'll go like this, we'll do this, then of course we're gonna do, remember this compare, it's like a, if it's true, right, then we'll do this one, search underscore BST, that will be dollar node left with the dollar value. With the dollar value, what's the other one? Then you're gonna have this, remember that? And we're gonna say search underscore BST dollar node right with the dollar value. Let's see, I gotta be sure that I'm spelling this right, man. We have to consider that this is gonna be wrong. Let me see. We got, let me see. We do the right, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I want. Yes, okay. Yeah. Alright, okay. How about we do this one? How about the usage? How to use it? So we'll do, let's say dollar root equals node. Null. I can never pronounce that right though. Then I'm gonna say, by the way, this, how about we say start with an empty tree. How about that? And then what we're gonna do is, oh, my wife is gonna be coming home. She's gonna pick me up at the office to go home. Search to, wait a minute, it's today? No, not yet. Today's Eve, right? Yeah. So the PST dollar root, I'm supposed to work out too. Slowly, that is, because, you know. Then we're going to, I don't know, let's have, remember how we were doing 50, 30, 70 from the other ones? We'll do that. How about that? This would be, I don't know, 30, let's say. Let's do 70. Come on, phone. And then we're going to do this. And then what we're going to do is, it's going to go and we're going to say, let's do the echo. Hey, I hope this works, man, because, okay. It's pretty simple doing it this way. That's definitely, see, this is what I was talking about. If you could do it, we're gonna say found. Remember how we were doing this? How about if I add? I kind of like doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna say this, and then we're gonna say not found. How about that? Remember how we were doing that on the other ones? So we'll do that. Okay. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. This one, I think, will output found, if we put in for 30, how about if we put in for something that we don't have? Like we say echo, and then we'll say something like search underscore BS. Why don't we do this? Why are we repeating ourselves? Let's do this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a number. Let me see. We got these. How about 80? Remember 80? We're using 80. We'll do 80. And I should be able to see no, not found. It should be here. This one, because it's 30, it's in here. It should say found. This is your tree. I guess the let me save this. Just in case, you know. I'm going to test it out in a second. But I guess the key consideration for this approach, I mean, I always like the procedural way. Because you learn a lot, so when you go do, let me give it a sip of this coffee for a second. It's black coffee, a little bit. So it's like the memory management, because PHP handles the memory for these arrays, but with very large trees, like deep recursion can hit that memory limit or the recursion limit, like from the configuration in php.init. Remember that file called, what was it called again? PHP. Remember that one? And right here where you can change the memory, you can configure that using something like xdebug.max level. You have to check to see if this, what is it called? X is called xdebug.max underscore nesting underscore level. If that is enabled, then it'll be cool. If not, then enable it. Then you have your the percent sign. Remember the percent sign that we just talked about, the reference operator, the percent operator, I should say, operator. Now without that, in the insert, where is it? Right here, right? Because without that insert the parameters, the function would create a local copy of an array. And then of course the $root variable would remain null. Will remain this. That's why you need to reference it to make sure it comes back. And I guess the visualization of it is if you print R root, you will see deep structure, you know, doing it like, I don't know, should I put that there? How would I add that? I guess I could kind of, let's move this down. I guess I could say print, remember that? Print R $root. You know something? We could also make sure so we can look at it better. We do the pre. And then over here we can kind of close it out, right? If you're gonna open it up, you gotta close it out. That'll be it. That's pretty good, right? So the comparison with the object-oriented one that we did before. See, in the OO approach, you will have a class node, remember that one? And then you have the pointer that will be handled automatically as an object with reference. And the procedure array-based approach, which is often used in WordPress core logic, like the legacy systems where the classes aren't preferred for specific performance or architectural reasons, something that's just not, you know, that is what we're gonna use. But will you like? So I guess, mira, you have to see if all this stuff that we talked about. I will. Let's say it works. I mean, you think? I don't know. It seems to me that I'm gonna. Ah, look at that. See, it found the first one, which is maybe I should put here. How about if I do this? When found like this, I can't believe it. It actually made it work. I made it work. Yeah. Then we could say when. We'll repeat that same thing. Let's put it right in here, buddy. Right in here. When not found. Let me see. Let's do it again. Did I make this work? Oh, that's because we're doing it over here already. I'll tell you what. It doesn't make a difference. You don't need to do this. Let's see. Get rid of all this. Let's do this. And then keep this like that. Because we're getting it already. We're getting it over here. These things. I just wanted a little title thing on top. And then I guess we could do the same thing, right? We could say right here. It's not a big deal. We don't even have to do this, to tell the truth. Let's see what it looks like. Let's do a little space there. And then over here, we just get rid of that. It's just a way of. Okay, let's see. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. There you go. When found, because we're going to find it, right? That's what that is. And when not found, since 80 could not be found within this list, you got no found. And of course, I'm showing you, right? I'm showing you right here. This will be the remember the value 50, which is the first one. And then it'll go down, giving me 30 and then 20. See how it goes down like this? It's crazy, right? And then over here, the same thing, 70, like that, because it found it. And something, I mean, I could put something else here to see. That's okay. This is good enough. Anyway, I'm going to put all this stuff on the description below. Look, it worked. This is doing it the procedural way, so that's kind of nice, right? And if you're happy with this, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you have some comments, just let me know, man. Until next time, a good night.